So, what can you do with history? Why do people study history? Well, I study it because I love to find out about the past, partly because the people and the places and the things are so different from how it is today. But it's really important to study that, to know what it was like before in order to see how change happened, where our world came from today, why we're like we are, and why the world around us is the way it is. One way of understanding it is to see how it developed over time, how it grew up in a way. So historians try to figure that out. We try to find sources of information about the past, put it together to tell a story, many stories about how we came to be the way we are now. And so what historians do, you can find historians almost anywhere, in not just in schools teaching, which is a major place for historians, of course, but also doing research, historical research, writing, recovering information about the past and telling the stories of the past in books and in articles and in lectures and in movies, all of which is important for us to understand how things change and how we can make change happen. And so that's a really important perspective that historians give. And so lawyers find that really important. In fact, they make their legal arguments based on what has happened in the past, which is called precedent. It's also really important in business because people who do marketing, who try to develop new products, who try to decide where they're going to place their investments, people in all kinds of business also need to know how to track historical data over time, what has changed over time in order to make good decisions now. It's also really important as information managers. We sometimes call what we're living through now with computers and digital forms of information sort of an information revolution. And historians are really good at keeping track of records and finding information and trying to figure out how to save it so that people can use it, find it, and use it effectively. So you can find historians almost anywhere, not just in schools and libraries and museums, but in businesses and in government policy makers, and even as president. We've had a couple of presidents who were history majors. John F. Kennedy was a history major, as was Richard Nixon, and our current vice president, Joe Biden, was also a history major. So studying history is really great preparation for just about any career you can think of. It gives you a great perspective as well as some really, really fun stories.